Warning, we are a spoilers podcast. At times, we are also an offensive podcast, and we are most certainly a verbally explicit podcast. So if you feel for any of your delicate sensibilities, please back up now, before you reach the point of no return. Thank you, and this has been your final warning. Hello and welcome to the Cinematic Anarchy podcast. We are doing a podcast here today about John Dies in the End. With me today we have the full crew. We have Miss B.
Hello.
We have Zeph.
Zephyrs.
And over here to my right we have Omar.
Hello, everybody.
And of course I'm Chris. Hello. And let's go ahead and start with first impressions all around. We'll go ahead and start back this way with Omar.
It is a movie not to watch sober. However, I dare anybody to watch it on LSD and post your comments of how did that go on our Facebook page, please. It's crazy. Very crazy.
Or tell your therapist in the nut house. One of the two.
Yeah, mine initially, I started watching. I like that I got to watch it twice today because I had the sober experience and the high experience. And the high experience was way better. Either way, I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but if you stop paying attention for even 5 minutes, you're lost for the rest of the movie. And then, oh my goodness. But
well, thankfully I've watched it 4 times already.
Yeah.
So in the past couple of days, so even without watching the whole thing or missing a bit here and there, I knew what was going on. The first time though, I had to watch it a second time because I missed stuff.
Between the bits and pieces I've watched of it, probably gotta be 3 times I watched it with today when we watched it together. It's a crazy movie. I love it.
So you watched it 3 times and you're still having trouble understanding it?
Yeah, I still don't get it.
I feel like I have this movie down to a T.
I kind of get it.
I understand it. It's my type of movie. I loved it.
Oh, I loved it.
the whole movie's a trip.
I loved it, but
it's an
a trip.
acid trip itself.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it, but I still, I cram to get it. It's a lot of things chronologically. It's a chronological chaos to begin with. It's very entertaining, though.
Well, it's less out of order than, say, watching Memento. But
Well,
still,
yeah.
with Dave's little journey throughout the entire movie, you're getting him at different bits and pieces. And I know you said you watched it 18 times.
Yeah,
so.
it's still kind of difficult to follow because, there's just so much happening constantly.
I missed Amy's hand the first time through. I think I might have looked away or something. Somebody distracted me. And I missed her hand getting tossed in the beginning of the movie. So I didn't even know who the annoying white kid was.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie. So it's when they got to him a little later on in the movie, I was like, wait, he was in this movie earlier? I missed that maybe
whole
minute
scene, yeah.
segment. And it was all out of order for me. So I had to watch the movie a second time.
Yep.
It's like a mix of Men in Black, The Butterfly Effect, and probably Up in Smoke, but starring Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
yeah.
It essentially it's a drug that's from a different reality. So now that you can access the
A
reality.
different plane.
I want to say it felt like somebody was sitting down and said, you know what would be really good? What if we took Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and turned it into a sci-fi flick?
Pretty
much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's kind of how it turned out. I mean, just elements of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas throughout the entire movie.
It was him tripping out on his drugs.
So you got these two guys, Dave and John, who are basically they're spiritual exorcists of some sort. They fight evil apparitions.
I want to say, they're kind of like modern day Ghostbusters almost.
Yeah.
A little more extreme because their stuff is more physical than ghost-like.
It's it's pretty much. You know how earlier you were saying none of the monsters are the same. You know what I mean? That's pretty much just because they're different. Pretty much, that's their level of evolution. It's how they were affected.
Every monster was like a unique entity. Yes, I kind of enjoy that because there wasn't a uniform thing, and you didn't really know what to expect throughout the whole movie. You didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, it's like
mustache.
The whole movie itself is Dave telling his side of the story on everything that happened with this drug called soy sauce, which is black slime that's basically fucking alive, and the soy sauce chooses you, and everyone that takes it and it doesn't agree with them, they end up dying. And the Jamaican guy that's selling it, he's harvesting it from this brain thing that's from the other dimension.
Kind of looks like a baby kraken.
Yeah, he keeps it in a fish tank, and he's harvesting this drug from the brain, and it's opened this portal to the other dimension, and he becomes this fucking the Jamaican guy ends up blowing up in these other dimension fucking bug things, and becomes this portal or gateway or whatever the fuck.
If a man does not have sauce, then he is lost. But the same man can get lost in the sauce. Gucci Mane.
Oh my god.
It's pretty much the same concept.
Wow.
The sauce chooses you, and if it doesn't choose you, you're lost.
Yeah.
You lost yourself in the sauce.
Right. And this lovely gentleman, Bob
Did
Marley.
he watch the movie before making that song?
It wasn't even a song. It's
oh my god.
Just one of his quotes.
Just
so
a
probably.
quote. He definitely watched it.
They decided to name that guy.
Or maybe they heard that and they made kind of base their book off of it, you know?
They decided to name that guy Robert Marley.
Hey, yep. Gucci, you mind if we take a little bit of your material and turn it into a book? No? Okay, we're going to do it anyway.
You can't read anyways. Just kidding.
But no, I'm...
very smart, man.
Throughout the movie, I was... That first viewing, I was just so lost. I'm just watching this movie, and I think I even missed a couple of scenes during that first scene when he gets John back in the car with him, and he has the needle in his pocket.
Yeah.
And
like an idiot.
I missed that initial...
He put the cap on.
Oh. No, he put the cap on.
He did put the cap on the needle.
No, he did. He saw it because I guess he's getting ready to take his friend to the hospital.
Mm.
So he looks at it, gets the cap, and puts it on.
It's easy for the cap to slip off while it's in your pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, men have deep pockets. Unlike women, men actually have pockets, and it's not fair.
Yeah, you guys have
zero pockets.
Fashionable things that look like pockets.
I cannot tell you how many times I bought a pair of jeans, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, these look like nice pockets." And I go to put my hands in the pockets, and they're just pictures of pockets on the jeans. Why does that exist?
Pictures of pockets.
It's a picture, a print of a pocket. It's not an actual pocket, and it's so unnecessary. Women carry so much more shit than men.
At least they bothered to do the stitching of a pocket.
I guess the assumption might be that women don't necessarily appreciate having things in their pockets. They want the smooth line, and anything that would deviate from that smooth line.
And they want us to buy more purses.
Yeah.
Right?
You guys have
That's probably what that is.
You have your bras, and you just stick your stuff in there.
Yeah, but then you end up with fucking breast cancer.
Right?
Sweaty money.
Let's have a source of radiation near my breast the entire time.
Yeah, a girl ended up with fucking breast cancer. It was somewhere in the United States at 25 years old because she was keeping her phone in her bra so often.
You know how much my daughters hate me for doing that kind of stuff? I'm like, why would you want breast cancer and then they put it in their back pocket? Ass cancer? What are you doing? Just...
Yeah.
Good thing I lost a little weight because I used to put stuff in my breast when I was bigger.
Yeah.
You don't see me holding the phone in my jock. I'm not doing that. It's not going to happen.
Doing it right now.
Well, there you go.
Zeph's giving himself testicular cancer. So, when you're missing a right nut, it's not my fault.
But if it's the left one?
I'm telling you, right now, you're getting cancer.
Okay,
Go ahead. Keep it up. All right, fine.
So let's just dial Seth phones. And we should take bets on who gives him cancer first.
The alcohol or the phone?
Put it on airplane mode if you're going to put it near your nuts. Come on.
The vibration.
Just not taking
But yeah,
pictures.
throughout the movie, the guy that's interviewing Dave for his side of the story is Paul Giamatti.
Right.
Yeah. Amazing actor.
Paul, his I don't remember the name of the
Arnie.
Arnie, right?
Yeah.
Arnie is not.
Arnie is not
at this
Arnie.
point. No. And we don't find that out till like legitimately the end of the movie. That's like part of the end segment of the movie. But like, I love that first scene because Arnie doesn't quite believe him, so he's going through this whole process of trying to get him to believe what's going on, and we have to stop a couple of times. Because the first time he's like, okay, well, I kind of believe you because you told me what's going on with the change in my pockets. That's a little bit better.
And then Dave brought him out to the car where he's holding this cage in the back seat, and Arnie's like, well, what the fuck is this? And the cage looks empty until you have to look through like the corner of your eye and your peripherals.
No, they say the cool thing here though. He's like, wow, you picked that up like you picked that up pretty quickly.
Yeah, you must have an open mind.
It's because he's dead.
Yep.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
Like, you know what I mean? When they said that, like, it was kind of like foreshadowing to, like, the point.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no wonder you could see that so easily.
You don't have to spoiler
Right?
alert anything right now. We do that at the beginning of the podcast. We let everybody know. If you haven't seen this movie, and at this point, we probably spoiled plenty. So if you have not seen this movie, fucking stop listening to us. We told you at the beginning. It's your fault at this point. It's all on you.
No, but it was nice foreshadowing, you know what I mean? Thought it was pretty clever.
Right? The whole movie's foreshadow. Really, it is. Because
That's-
everything leads to something else in the movie somewhere. And then you get to the end of the movie, and a lot of the stuff from the end of the movie leads to stuff that you should have been paying attention to back here.
Yeah. Like Marconi.
Is there such thing as aftershadowing?
Right. Like Marconi, you got this infomercial magician guy who just like fucking
Reminds me of, like,
somehow
Steven
Dave and
Seagal.
John have a direct line to this fucking infomercial guy, and they have him vanquish the meat monster demon thing.
Oh, I love
And then
that.
later on, he's like turns out to be playing a huge role in stopping Korok, the fucking brain eye monster thing
Computer.
that they're harvesting the soy sauce shit from. Like, it's like a off fucking. I don't even know how to explain
Like
it.
I said, it looked like the Kraken, or it looked like
Yeah.
what was the eye monster from what you were saying earlier? What was that movie?
Oh, A Wrinkle in Time.
I'm gonna say, I put you on the spot, and it's like we
Yeah,
stalled out for a
right?
second there. Honestly, it looked like a massive version, as I was saying, and I guess I'm sitting with a crew here that's never touched Dungeons and Dragons before.
Nope.
But if you have touched Dungeons and Dragons, you know what the Beholder is. It's that eye creature that kind of floats, you know? Which I really think it was like the basis for the cartoon version in Pixar of Monsters, Inc., that green eye thing, Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Do you even play D&D?
And biggest spoiler for the entire movie, John does not fucking die in the end.
Nope.
That is a lie.
Surprise.
He died.
I mean,
more like in the...
No, but he never actually
He never
dies.
actually died. Yeah, no.
Well, the
'cause
concept of him dying
his body was
doesn't
just
really
a
happen.
shell. Like, he might not have had a pulse, but his body was still
He passed
alive.
on his consciousness to the
Yeah.
dog.
Which I don't. Did they explain how he passed on his consciousness?
I think it
to
had
the
something
dog?
to do with his relation to the sauce. Like
Yeah.
I said, like I was saying, like with the creatures, and I think actually I wasn't saying, Zeph was saying, with the creatures, they all kind of had their own thing. Everything had its own little power. You know, you had
The mustache bat.
the mustache guy who had his arm ripped off that seemed to have no real consciousness whatsoever.
Yeah,
That went from swift and fast to having his arm ripped off and his mustache ripped off, and now he's a zombie just kind
Yeah.
of wandering.
So I feel like he was more like a ghost. Him and Arnie end up like being like ghosts. But then you have like the mutated weird ones. They're from the other alternate reality, and then you have the meat monster, which is like a demon in our world. So there's like 3 different types of
Apparition type
Yeah.
things.
and ghost hands.
And I think like the main thing here that you have to take away from the entire movie is that they're trying to tell you that if you suspend your belief in the fact that this reality is the only reality, that anything's possible. So everything happening throughout the movie, while being absolutely unrealistic,
Could happen.
could
because of that
actually happen
situation.
within the realm of this expanded reality that the sauce
Yeah.
provides you.
In this plane. That meat monster was incredible, though. If
Same.
they give that guy
I
a
want to
whole
know
movie,
who the hell is keeping all this meat in their basement. Like, they're not even in like a butcher place. Fucking, they're not in any kind of market or anything. They're underneath an apartment building. Who is keeping all this meat there, and why is there a human brain?
So our first...
Why was that the human brain? I do agree with.
We'll rewind that a little bit. So the first experience that you get with Amy in the movie, Amy...
That's not Amy.
No, it's not Amy, but it is sort of an apparition that took on...
They look similar, but they are not the same person.
Amy, you mean Shelley?
So, yeah, okay. So Amy and Shelley
are not the same
person, but they look similar.
They do look very
Shelley was an apparition that kind of looked like, I guess...
more like
what David thought would be like his perfect girl, what he'd be attracted to.
Yeah, they're two completely
course,
different actresses.
John saw...
a hot blonde.
But they look very similar. I mean, Amy later on in the film looks like almost dead on like what
Yeah.
I think
Shelley
that
looks
was,
like.
but they are two different actresses.
Right.
But I feel like that was meant to be that way because John saw like, oh, I see her as this attractive girl, and then he sees her like more towards what his girlfriend looks like, and that's why they chose her.
And Shelley gives this sob story that drags them about her
boyfriend.
ghost boyfriend who's now beating her in the afterlife. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to go take care of this. And they go to the house and get in the basement.
John's more like, I'm about to get laid tonight. Like, come on, we got to go exercise this demon. You know what I mean? Like, that's,
He wanted to exercise his
him
demon.
like barely a bruise on her forehead. He's like, "What a dick! Let's go get this guy."
nudge,
Yeah.
like, I'm getting the pussy today. Like, whoa, relax, John.
To exercise his
So
demon.
Dave's standing over the meat locker, this massive meat locker with brains and ribs and all sorts of other stuff that, mind you, none of it wrapped. Anybody that's hunting would wrap this stuff up, you know.
I guarantee all that's like rotting and just spoiled and not even refrigerated. It's just in a fucking locker.
Right, you don't still throw random meat in a cooler. Just, it doesn't work that way. And so they turn around, he's realizing, wait a minute, you said Shelley looks like what? You know, and
she's like almost 6 feet and blonde with big tits.
And he's like, that's not what she looks like. She's short with dark hair. And whoa, okay, now they're realizing that this is apparition, who's now standing on the stairs. Or sitting on the stairs, who looks at them and then immediately bursts into snakes.
Yeah, the first 3 times I saw the movie, I thought she was floating there.
Right. Like just floating in that area.
Yeah.
And then the best sight gag in the entire movie happens next. You get John who jumps up over the snakes and he goes for the door, and the doorknob immediately turns into a massive phallus. Just dick hanging from the door. Dick and balls and everything. It's like, that door cannot be opened. No.
It was a porn door.
It was all meat. It was meat everywhere. Meat on the door, meat on the floor.
At this time, the meat is starting to assemble from the cooler. Just meat's jumping out of the cooler and assembling into this. Now, I'm not sure anybody else here, maybe you've seen this, but that whole scene with the meat assembling itself into a monster reminded me of a scene from Frankenhooker.
Yep.
The end of Frankenhooker, where basically all of the body parts of the exploded hookers from the middle of the movie are being kept in a cooler, and they all decide to become sentient and assemble themselves into a massive
hooker.
Giant hooker.
It was not even a hooker. I mean, just all the body parts just kind of cram themselves together in an awkward sort of Picasso-esque way. And there's like an arm hanging out over here and a leg hanging out over there, and like 80 tits. It's all everywhere. And it was just this mess of like hooker parts, and what that reminded me of. That meat monster just assembling itself reminded me of that. I was like, okay.
It was a hooker salad.
If you have not seen Frank Henenlotner's Frankenhooker, go watch it. Fantastically bad movie, and I love bad movies.
It was very funny. It was funny to watch, even though, they didn't do bad with the scaring. It was just a funny concept. I couldn't stop laughing watching it. This movie, Just Dies at the End, is directed by Don Coscarelli, and it has a couple of very good actors, Paul Giamatti, Glenn Turman.
Yep.
Glenn Turman's there. So you have a few,
The voice of Korok was Gantu, the alien bad guy from Lilo and Stitch.
Really?
Yes!
Kevin
Oh my
Michael
God.
Richardson. Yes.
See, now I did not
He's
know
also
that.
Principal Lewis from American Dad.
He is.
Okay.
And in Family Guy. And
So he does a
whole
lot
bunch
of
other things.
voiceover work.
Yeah.
He's like a
He's that guy.
major voice actor. Okay. Clancy Brown, probably one of my favorite actors in the movie.
That's Marconi.
Albert Marconi.
Albert
Marconi.
I love Marconi. Marconi was larger than life personality, or so he seems to think.
Yeah, I loved how the ending of the movie, nearing the end of the movie, when they were trying to face Korok, and he gives the bomb to Dave and John, and he comes. I was mentioning this to you guys earlier. He comes striding in there with the two girls, and this massive briefcase, like he came out of like a arms deal or no deal. Like he was trying to do the Howie Mandel role, and he's like, "Girls, give me the briefcase." Opens it up, hands them the bomb. It's like,
and he opened his hands like,
this is not going to kill Korok, but it's going to fuck his shit up. Really fuck it up.
It's got C4 and a lot of hallucinogens.
And it's like, so he's holding on to it, and like John goes to go grab it. John's my favorite character in this whole thing. He's just so nonchalant about everything. He's just like, yeah, this is gonna happen, And he just like grabs the bomb. You can even see Marconi's face.
Okay.
He's like, Marconi's face is like relax, and he's just like, yeah, and just shoving it in his bag. And it's not a bomb.
it's whatever.
Favorite John moment in the entire movie for each of you?
Okay, shit. You're gonna have to come back to me.
We have to come back to you.
Yeah,
Okay, Zeph.
You gotta give me a moment. You put me on the spot here.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a
Well,
lot of
that's the
John
whole
moments.
point. Put you right on the spot.
It would literally have to be the beginning part where he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna get laid. Like, let's go exercise this chick's demon. Like,
My favorite part was actually the ending when they went to this other reality and there had been an invasion, and they say, yeah, we're gonna help you guys, but we gotta go get some stuff from our world and we'll be back.
kind of like matter of fact, they're like, yeah, we're not gonna.
Yeah,
do that.
And you can tell that they're not coming back. I love that.
Just walks away like, yeah, this guy's talking too much.
Yeah.
My favorite John moment in the entire movie, and that's why you brought up something that made me go, that was my favorite part. The Camel Holocaust.
Oh yeah.
Him
The
on
song?
stage singing that punk song, Hamill, yes.
Camel Holocaust.
We're
Hair!
And then
pointing at his armpit. It's a Camel Holocaust, not Dorothy Hamill Holocaust.
that was crazy.
I fucked that up. I'm sorry.
That was crazy.
Yeah, my favorite John moment was when they're sitting in when John and Dave are sitting in the restaurant, like at the very beginning of all this soy sauce issue, and Dave is like, "What the fuck is happening?" And he gets a phone call from John while he's sitting in front of John, and John's sitting there like, "That's me, isn't it? That's me on the phone."
Wasn't it? Yeah.
he's like earlier, he's saying, I
And the
called you
fucking
so
look
many
on his
times.
face is just like, I fucking told you, you're gonna be getting calls from me every day for the next 8 years.
I guess he did all
From
these
tonight.
calls. He did all these calls while in the soy sauce that manifested after the fact.
Yeah.
So
This is
some
the
calls
first-
were made while John was right there by him, while he was supposedly dead or undead. It was pretty crazy.
It made it sound like John had gained the power to not only project astrally, like into the dog or whatever, but like it also made it sound like he was able to project outward into time a little bit. Like he was able to travel in time, but maybe astrally. It's a little weird because he's talking about you're going to get calls for the next 8 years. I must have called you like 20 times, and yeah, it's.
That's why I feel like they could definitely make another one.
Well, the ending of the movie definitely contributed to the idea that they could make another one. However, I'm
This
thinking
was made
unless
in
David
2012.
Wong actually...
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
there's still time.
That's plenty of time. Well, we were just talking about these horrible movies that we've been watching. Like, me and Zeph recently watched Hobgoblins. And if you check out the distance between the two movies, the original Hobgoblins was like 1988. And then 2011, they did the next one. We previously did, what is it? Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yep.
And right now, it is in the works for a second one. So they're going to be doing a sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's like 30 years almost, you know, between the two movies.
Yeah, it is a hot minute.
So,
I mean, they've waited this long to make the sequel for The Shining.
yeah.
Yeah. They're finally
true.
coming out with Dr. Sleep.
But then again, I mean, they waited a while. Stephen King waited a while to pen the sequel.
The book came out like a few years ago. Back in
Right.
like 2013, 2014.
Yeah, there's a big difference. I mean, there's a distance between the two movies, the two books. So, I mean, that's logical to wait because, well, Stephen King hadn't really penned the sequel himself yet.
Yeah.
They're doing a complete remake of Child's Play right now, too.
I saw that
They
Friday
did
night,
it. It's out.
and it was not as terrible as I thought it was going to be.
It's like
No?
Chucky is confused. Like they shut off his like settings to be like.
I was kind of on the fence about it.
The recent season of Black Mirror.
No, I
Oh
haven't.
my god! So in the last episode, Miley Cyrus is playing, and she's this singer, and she comes out with this little android thing that fucking like it's basically her whole personality. Like they downloaded her whole personality from her brain into this fucking little doll thing to sell to her fans and shit. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so and so," and blah blah blah, and she just talks about her life, and these girls fucking like turn off the screen setting that like blocks out all of her like negative energy and shit and fucking like the bad parts of her. And then she's just the doll's just like, "Fuck this shit. Who the fuck are you guys? Like, you need to get me the fuck out of here." And like it's great.
I'll have to check that out. That seems interesting.
I haven't.
Black Mirror is amazing.
I'm not that far into Black Mirror, but I will jump just to see that.
Yeah, lately I have not been watching television shows. So Black Mirror,
Black
it's on
Mirror's
my
on Netflix.
yes.
It's on Netflix.
So what I was trying to get at is I watch stuff on Hulu, I watch on Amazon, Tubi, I watch on Netflix. I have been challenging myself to see how many movies that I can cram into a year.
Oof.
And I've got a list going on in a book out there right now, and it's midway through the year. I haven't watched as much as I thought I would have. But even still, I'm a little over. Like I'm about 110 movies at this point in the year.
In between movies, life happens.
You figure at about 2 hours a piece. Most movies were a little over. Some of them were a little under.
Yeah.
I'm probably watched a little
2
over
hours
220
apiece
hours worth of movies.
2 hours a piece average. So with Chucky, I was on the fence with the new Child's Play, cause I don't know. I wanted to see the doll
It's not
again.
even like.
But
They
it looks
kept
like
the
some
same
kind
names.
of IA type CGI type situation, like a computer generated animation.
It's not CGI.
It's not.
No.
The doll is not CGI, but I still hate the design of the doll, and that's pretty much the only thing I hate about the movie.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like animatronics and puppetry.
Yeah,
Oh.
but like you got Mark Hamill playing as Chucky, so like that's already good. Fucking then you got Aubrey Plaza who plays Andy's mom.
Wait, Mark Hamill was Chucky?
Yeah.
The voice of Chucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could be a little bit more interested there.
Yeah,
Mark
what's the
Hamill's
voice of
Chucky.
Chucky?
Aubrey Plaza plays Andy's mom.
Okay.
They kept all the same names and everything, but Chucky's not this like spiritual manifestation. It's just
It's supposed to be your best friend.
it's just an evil AI.
So like.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's nothing because they had
And
with the
then,
original
like,
movie
it
there
can
was sort of like a
connect-
satanic ritual
Yeah.
that led to the
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
Yeah, in this one
It's-
he.
So
Nothing to do with that.
this guy's
Chucky.
more
And,
an
like-
adaptation than a remake.
So like it's an AI and it's
At the
supposed to be
beginning
your
of the
best
movie-
friend, and then something happens and this malfunctions in him.
Oh, you saw it too?
No,
Yeah,
I saw a whole interview about it. So
At the beginning of the movie, Andy's trying to like get Chucky to take his name and be like, Andy wants to call him Han Solo, and he's like,
Okay.
"Oh, I'm Chucky," and he goes with Chucky. He stays with the name Chucky, and there's no reason why. They didn't explain why he chose Chucky. That's just it.
Okay.
But
And the
yeah.
reason for the original Chucky was because of the actual
Doll.
entity,
Charles,
the
yeah.
spirit that possessed it.
the spirit that possessed the
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chucky.
So
like, he's stabbing is not like you can't do that. So he's pretty much like an ultimate sociopath and a doll. He
Yeah.
doesn't know right from wrong at all.
Yeah, that went in.
So it's like, are we having fun yet? Is he stabbing you in the face?
it's kind of like
Yeah.
that.
anything that makes Andy upset, Chucky's like, "Nope, I'll take care of it," and gets fucking rid of him.
You guys have watched The Simpsons, of course. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that episode of The Simpsons with the Krusty doll.
Yeah. Simpsons have done everything.
Just flip that switch to the killer doll basically, and
Yep.
just goes around killing people and smoking cigarettes and basically acting like a dick.
Yeah.
And like the only reason Chucky's the way he is
that.
because some guy working at the manufacturing company
Rusty.
was having a bad day, got fired, and was the guy that fired him was like, "Oh, finish what you're doing here and fucking pack your shit up and go." And the guy just like shut off all the fucking protocols and everything for Chucky to be a good doll. And then like he can connect to your like iHome and shit by himself and like connect to other dolls through Bluetooth. So like that shit's all fucked up.
It sounds more like an adaptation than a remake. Then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's its own private little one.
So just in case anybody's wondering, there is a little banging and sawing going on in the background. We do have a gentleman underneath us doing a little bit of construction, so I do hope that doesn't detract from anybody's actual listening of the podcast. So before we get into anything else, trivia and the lovely pitch storm stuff, I just want to go over a little bit of trivia that we found. Some interesting stuff. So we're just reading through a couple of little tidbits for this movie. Now, you guys remember the ending of the movie, the guys that they find the Human Liberation Army, the two guys that kind of hover down on, well, as far as I'm concerned, it looks like the tops that the aliens tried to, from Attack of the Killer Clowns, tried to get to the outer space with.
Yeah.
Or how they kind of...
They're like full body jetpacks.
Right.
That leave just the head open.
So...
Looks like ice cream cones.
The uniforms worn by those guys were actually Thermian uniforms or outfits in another movie. So the alien creatures from Galaxy Quest.
Oh my god.
Those outfits were worn by them. They just used them, reused them.
I knew I recognized that shit. That was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
Also, the location of this particular movie. So the location where John and David live and this whole movie takes place was actually in the book never disclosed. So it's always kind of muted or redacted as undisclosed location. But in the movie, while they don't really mention it, the parcel that is he mails himself, that John sends to himself in the movie, actually has the words Sherwood, Illinois on it. Mind you, Sherwood, Illinois does not exist. That's not a real place.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for this movie, I guess. It actually kind of sounded a little bit like a...
Sherwood.
It's not that it
It's
doesn't
a Shermer
exist.
High from Breakfast Club.
It's just,
Yeah.
It's not that it doesn't exist. It's just from a different reality.
Well, this whole thing probably took place in a different reality.
Right.
The book that was used as basically the backdrop for this movie, the John Dies in the End book, the director ran across basically as a recommendation from Amazon. So he didn't originally, read the book. It was actually done as, I guess the director read like a zombie novel of some sort. And Amazon said, well, if you like this zombie novel, you might like, John Dies in the End. And so he read the little log line that went with John Dies in the End, and he was like, this would make a friggin' perfect movie. So yeah, I mean,
wow.
Those are just little tidbits that we ran across while you guys were out having a butt. So just we'll get into a little bit of quick trivia here, just to have a little bit of fun before we get into our pitch storm.
All right.
Our storms and pitches.
I'd say, what do you say, like about 2 questions apiece, just to kind of
Let's spicing up.
inspire the mind.
Are you looking at the answers?
I'm not looking at
Passing
anything.
them out?
I'm not looking at
See,
anything.
that
I
was-
looked at. No, I don't even know what the questions are. Even if I saw the answers, I don't know what the questions are that relate to that.
Weird.
R.
Now, this trivia comes to you by one of my favorite games growing up. Seen It.
Right. Again, we figured we'd grab the Seen It case because we don't have a lot of trivia cards on hand right now. We're in the process of ordering some. And to be honest with you, the other trivia sets that we're using were remedial movie trivia at best. Like, this is the easiest stuff in the world to answer if you love movies. We're getting you into that, Zeph.
Yeah, I still didn't. I still didn't know the answers to most of those questions.
Okay. So I'm going to start. And this is either a really simple question or a really difficult question, depending upon whether or not you watch this movie. Michael, Sonny, and Fredo are brothers in a classic 1972 movie. What is their last name?
Corleone.
Ah, see, look at that. First to pipe in. Does anybody know the movie?
The Godfather.
You're supposed to give us a chance,
You
man.
give them a chance, too? Come on.
I'm sorry. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. When I heard the names together, I kind of lit up.
See, that's an answer I would have done.
Favorite movie? Kind of like the game a little bit. A little bit. Not as much as I really should have.
I tried that game, and I really didn't care for it.
It was too... It was like
Gamey.
playing a bare bones version of Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Grand Theft Auto was what that game should have been to, like, another level, and instead they decided, what if we take Grand Theft Auto and don't quite make that? Let's just pare it down a little bit.
Almost make it and base it in a different time when the Mafia ruled.
I love that game. I don't know what you guys are talking about. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, we got differing opinions. I want to say that, like, the Godfather game itself was more along the lines of what they did with Scarface.
Speaking of mob movies, did they ever make a Goodfellas game? That would have been nice.
So, yeah, quick point here. If you're listening, make a Goodfellas game.
That would be amazing!
Or even make a game based around casino.
Yeah.
That would be
You
pretty
have,
Even though Goodfellas is one of my Godfather is one of my favorite movies of all time, I also love Goodfellas. By the way, I think Goodfellas will make a better video game than The Godfather.
I think Ray Liotta is severely underused. That guy is a badass.
Yeah, and just use his voice for the game too.
Okay, your question. Go.
What 1999 comedy reteamed Pretty Woman stars Richard Gere, Julia Roberts, and Hector Elizondo?
1999?
Repeat the question.
What 1999 comedy reteamed Pretty Woman stars Richard Gere, Julia Roberts, and Hector Elizondo?
I know the answer to this, but I'm going to give you guys a chance first. Only because my wife is, like, heavily into romantic comedies. So I want to say that is Runaway Bride.
I want to say I don't know.
You have the answer on the back of the card.
I'm not going to look at it.
These are questions for us, all of us.
You're going to wait till everybody tries to answer?
I'm going to go with Runaway Bride, too, because I think Chris is right.
I think that is the only other movie that had Richard Gere and Julia Roberts together in it.
I don't think I know the movie, so I'm just gonna agree with the two of you guys.
Yeah, what they said.
Yeah.
Okay. And the answer is...
Runaway Bride.
Hey, look, there you
There
go.
you go.
All right. Next.
All right, here's one that I don't know. Who played the role of Carol Brady in the Brady Bunch movie?
Oh, that is...
I have no idea.
I know who that is. It's Ben Stiller's wife. She was in... I can't remember her name for the life of me, and I used to know it. She was in Dodgeball.
Okay. Oh, fuck. I know who you're talking about.
She was also...
The blonde chick?
Oh, wait. No, hold on. Carol Brady. Carol Brady. My mistake. Hold on. The mother. Not... I'm thinking the daughter.
Florence Henderson?
No.
Marsha. I'm thinking Marsha. It wasn't Florence Henderson.
Well, Marsha Brady was the oldest
I didn't
daughter.
watch any of the Brady Bunch shit, so...
I can picture the woman's face, and she plays like the mom or like the quirky sidekick character in a lot of movies. But I can't. She was even the mom in like the Richie Rich movie.
Let's give up.
Yeah, I give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Shelley Long.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking maybe she was the Carol Brady in a different version, like a sequel or something, maybe. When they didn't use all the same characters, like when they went and had like three different.
The Brady Bunch movie.
They had like the Brady Bunch movie, and then they had the Brady Bunch movie 2, and then they had the Brady Bunch Goes to the White House movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she might have been the mom in the third one. The woman I'm thinking of, who I actually do not know her name.
Yeah.
Either way, I was
not.
dead fucking wrong. So
I would have not guessed.
moving on.
Alright. What year saw the birth of Jessica Biel, the death of John Belushi, and the theatrical release of Blade Runner?
1985.
The death of John Belushi?
Close.
4.
Yeah.
I was going to say 83.
Close.
What year did John Belushi die? Now I can't remember. Shit. And I love John Belushi. Well, I've seen a lot of his stuff as the.
He died in the 80s.
He died in the early 80s, actually. 82?
Yes. 1982.
So,
By the way, it's not something I just suddenly and miraculously remember. I was just guessing because I really didn't
it
remember.
was like I was wrong, Zeph was wrong. There was a
Process of elimination.
Miss B was saying close, and process of elimination.
That's how I got there. I gotta be honest. I love John Belushi's stuff, and I watch a lot of his sketches from SNL on YouTube. If anybody gets a chance, go watch that. It's funny as hell.
Do it.
Okay. So here's another one. Again, simple if you know the movie, not so simple if you haven't seen it. In 1985's Back to the Future, what year does Marty McFly first travel back to?
50. Is it in the 50s or 60s?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. You gotta guess, and then we'll figure that out.
1965.
1955.
57.
Okay. So we got 55, 57, 65, and Mr. Omar is correct. 1955.
I remember the movies.
Earth
That
Angel,
one I knew.
Earth Angel.
Right. And how screwed up was that movie? Like, do you know how I know a couple of guys that are really pissed. Like the end of the movie where he's playing Johnny Be Good, and they're like, "Hey, listen to this song," and they're like insinuating that some white guy actually kind of gave inspiration for that song.
I love John Mulaney's take on that whole movie.
Let me tell you this. That's one of those cases where people are just trying to be offended by something.
They never explain
Right,
how
it's-
Marty McFly and this fucking disgraced nuclear physicist became friends. Like, not even in a lazy way.
Yeah.
I feel
Like, oh, hey, remember that time when we met back in the
I feel if you watch Rick and Morty, I feel like the Rick and Morty relationship was a little bit more accurate towards what that had to have been in that movie.
like, Rick is Morty's grandfather, but they don't explain why Marty McFly is friends with this disgraced nuclear physicist.
You know, the relationship is a lot more touchy-feely than that relationship should ever be.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Great Scott!
but whatever,
Just-
you know, we're not saying that, you know, we're not saying that he was a pedophile.
No,
Doc Brown wasn't a pedophile.
Family Guy had
No, it's just a questionable relationship.
It was questionable as hell.
Family Guy did a great take on it at one point. He like comes crashing in. He's like, Marty, there's something wrong with your daughter in the future. And he's like, what? And he's like, she's dating a black guy. And he's like, okay. And he's like, oh, well, if you're cool with it. And he's like, well, what? You weren't? And he was like, no, it's not that. And then he's like, I don't like you anymore. Like, you know, just like a weird old guy to me. Like,
Okay. You're next, Mr. Omar.
Let's see what we got.
I'm not sure. What do you got? You got a lot there.
A whole lot.
You weren't prepped for me to put you on the spot again.
It is okay.
No, okay.
Lionel Richie and Diana Ross sang the title song to what 1981 Brooke Shields romance movie?
The title song to Brooke Shields. Okay, so I am out of my element here. Brooke Shields, anything?
Nope.
yeah.
I know two things that Brooke Shields was in, so I'm going to take a wild guess at Blue Lagoon.
The song.
What was the name of the song? I thought we were asking for the movie.
The same name of the movie.
Okay, so honestly, like I said, I don't know Brooke Shields worth a goddamn. So
I know two
Well,
things about Brooke Shields. Her first name is Brooke and her last name.
Well,
is
Lionel Richie and Diana Ross only did one song together, and that's the name of the movie. I guess I didn't actually. I loved the song, and I didn't know it was about that movie until like I was
2
years
seconds ago?
later. No, yeah.
I'm
really
about to
didn't
find
know.
out.
They actually got him to record for that song for that.
So none of us know?
No.
Nope.
Endless Love.
Endless Love. Wow, have not seen the movie.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
No. I never saw the movie neither. I didn't even know it was a movie until not too long ago.
Until 2 seconds ago, I did
No,
not
no,
know
no.
the movie. Nor did I know that
Lionel Richie and Diana Ross were the ones that sang that. So you have provided me now more information than I needed on that movie.
He is the music guy.
Thank you.
In and out.
Well, yeah. Well, he's the reason why I go to record stores, because I go to record stores with him and it's like a fucking adventure.
Yeah.
I'm not just digging through records. I get information when I go.
It's like taking a 12-year-old to a toy store.
You know, it's fantastic. That's why I take him when I go to, like, I got Welfare Records down the street. I go to Bull Moose. I take him because I get information.
That's the perfect background music for what he's saying, too.
Well, you're gonna make it so that we can't. You're gonna make it so that we can't play this any other place because we got to get permission now. Okay, now I gotta write in the log line. You know, hey, well, Diana Ross and Lionel Richie. You know,
Please stand up.
We don't have permission to use that. We gotta ask for permission.
Oh, my bad.
Asking permission while recording to use that song. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
We in no way created that song, insinuated that we created that song. That is Lionel Richie. That is Diana Ross. It belongs to other people. It is not ours.
Disclosure, we claim no stake in the creation of that song.
Please, for the love of fucking God, don't pull this episode down. And now we just wait.
Do it, I dare you.
Okay.
Triple dog dare you.
Next. They'll meet us on that dare. Trust me.
We'll see.
Yeah, right.
We'll see.
We're gonna get like
call my bluff.
We're gonna get a letter, an email. You know, big old.
Oh no, I do the same thing with TikTok when I put up like questionable content. I'm like, I fucking dare you to take this down. I'll keep reposting it until it stays up finally.
Until you realize that. Fuck you.
Okay.
That's to the man. You guys know.
Stick it to the man.
Sure.
This is our world.
Stick it to the old people.
Hey, I am the old people. I'm the old
Really?
people.
No, you
I'm
and
not
I.
the man, but I'm the old people.
We're really not the old people. We're
You
men
guys
of.
aren't really old people.
You and me are men of a certain age.
That age being old.
Nah.
No, I'm not. I'm not old.
You're not lost in the sauce yet.
I feel old. I've got to lose weight. I got to get better condition so I can feel young. I don't want to feel old.
Well, that's the thing. We
I'm
are
25 and I feel old.
We are seasoned. I'm 45 and I feel super young. Sorry.
Shut up.
You got all kinds of back problems, sciatica. I did not be dealing with this at 25.
My dog dragged my ass down the stairs yesterday, and I mean ass. I mean the dog like went through my legs, looped my foot, and dragged my ass down the fucking stairs because it was excited about going out. And then it was really worried that I was gonna fall on it. So you know.
I'm gonna tell you.
Oh my God, what did I do?
10 years ago, I felt way older than probably 10 years from now because I had a laundry list of health issues dealing with my weight and stuff. And I used to be bigger, and it's all gone. I have more energy. I know what to do with.
When I was in my 20s, I didn't fall downstairs unless I had several shots in me. You know.
Me in my 20s, I still don't fall downstairs after shots.
I'm clumsy when I'm sober, so like.
Most fun I ever had with stairs was. And mind you, I do not like peppermint schnapps, but that was the shot of choice that evening. And they took this whole bottle of peppermint flavored shit and put it in front of me, and we're just gonna go around. Everybody gets a shot, and they gave me the double shot glass. So everybody gets a shot. I get a double shot for every shot they do.
All the love.
And so I'm just pounding this stuff back, and this is, mind you, 3rd floor apartment. And the stairs leading out of this apartment were like these rickety stairs, you know, the ones that have like there's no backing to the stairs. It's just you see nothing but air underneath things and the stairs below.
Yeah.
Right? So 3 things happened during that evening. 1, we're sitting here watching Thinner. I'm sitting on the edge of the couch. Some guy calls my name from behind me. I turn from the movie that I'm watching to go talk to him. And between here and there, I blacked out. And when I was looking at him next, I was looking at him, but I had fallen off the couch and I was just staring up from the floor. And he's like, dude, are you alright? You like hit your head. Didn't fucking feel it. Felt it the next day. Didn't feel it then. The second thing was I had to take a piss and I thought I was pissing in their toilet. I was pissing in the cat box.
Oh no.
So that was number 2. Number 3 was the feeling that I got when they said it's time to go home. Nobody's sleeping here. And I'm looking down the stairs like,
I can't do it.
you dudes are going to have to fucking hold me, because either just sling my arm over your shoulder, because I drank way too much, and like I know I'm going to take 2 steps, and the rest of the steps are going to go free underneath me. I'm gonna just tumble down the stairs like some bad fucking movie. And
Yeah.
my buddies, being these lovely people, mind you, these are the same people that accidentally lit my head on fire while I was drinking one night, and then put me out with 3 pillows,
my
like
God.
massive couch
I
pillows.
don't know what's crazier, that they did that or that it was accidental.
Oh, no. They lit my head on fire on purpose and then put me out because they were like, I didn't know it was going to burn like that. It's fucking hair.
Oh my god.
Hair goes up, quick.
I was watching this video on Facebook where this guy who, like, he's a barber, and he does people's hair by, like, burning the top of it. Yeah, like, he'll set the top of your head on fire and then just, like, you know, put it out and...
Well, that's
Nice.
It's supposed to be a thing right now. Like, people are...
well, it's been
burning your
around
ha-
for a while.
Yeah.
And what it initially was a candle. So, like, you would take instead of cutting it, you would use the candle with the comb. And they're not doing that anymore.
But yeah,
They're
this-
burning the top of your head.
Yeah, this guy just, like...
Well, because that's
full on...
burn ward shit right there. But anyway, my point being is that these same assholes were the ones dragging me down the stairs, and this is three floors up. And they get me down flight 1, and they get me down flight 2, and then around flight 3 on the bottom here, they said, let's see what he can do on his own. Yeah. And
How experimental.
I basically, you know, right down the steps. I was done. I was at the bottom of the steps. That's when they picked me back up and helped me walk the mile home. Lovely fucking people. That walk home, though, it was in the middle of winter. It was brisk. It sobered me up real quick, and by the morning, my chest hurt, my ass hurt, my head hurt.
Why do something tells me you're still friends with these people?
Oh, I am not. I don't talk to any of them anymore. They are part of my Facebook friends list, but these are those people that, like...
One of those, yeah.
I could contact them, and they either, you know, say hi back to me, or, like, I'm left on red. You know, these are people that are on my friends list, but are not necessarily friends. They just want to see... They want to stalk me, or I want to stalk them. I want to stalk them. I'm the one that said it. I'm the one that added them.
Stalkies.
Stalkies.
I am the stalker to their stalky. Hey, man, you look like shit. Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know.
That type of deal.
So, did you read one already?
No.
Okay, you're next. Okay.
I like this question because I know the answer.
All right. That's a good judge of how much you like a question. I like the answer. I like the question. I know it all.
Name the 2003 sequel to Shanghai Noon.
Oh,
Oh my god.
We're all drawing a blank.
And I
It's
love
like
Shanghai
immediately.
Noon.
This is one of my favorite.
it's another
movies. I know
pun.
immediately.
It's another pun on Shanghai, I believe.
Basically.
It's like Shanghai Nights.
Shanghai Nights. It is.
Shanghai Nights.
Yay, Chris.
Loved Shanghai Noon. Shanghai Nights is on my list of bad movies that I want to review at some point.
Let's do it.
I feel like we should do an entire month of bad sequels. Like bad sequels to what were originally really good movies. So, all right, you are up next.
What pop star received the Razzie Award for Worst Actress 2 years in a row in 1987 and 1988?
Pop star received a Razzie. So that means that this is a pop star that was in movies.
Yeah.
And got the worst.
Got Worst Actress 2 years in a row.
I'm
They
sorry.
give that away.
Yeah!
Yeah, they have that Razzies. Like,
Well, this is a pop star that was in movies
Madonna.
In the 80s.
in the 80s.
Sounds a lot like
It could be Madonna. I want to say Madonna.
I don't have an answer.
I think Madonna.
It is Madonna.
I want to say she got it for Desperately Seeking Susan and possibly, what is the name of that other movie that she was in?
There's no.
It had her and Harold Ramis in it. It was
love-
not Harold Ramis, John Turturro.
Well, as far as Madonna's acting, she should have gotten one for anything she was acting on.
You guys want to know the movies?
Sure, go ahead.
It is Shanghai Surprise and Who's That Girl?
Who's that girl? Oh my god. One of my favorite lines in that movie, he like got in the guy that she's like kind of scamming a little bit, gets into a car accident, and they're like, what's his name? His name's Loudon Clear.
Not in clear.
Really? Oh god.
Yeah.
So,
I improvised that line.
alright, so I'm the last guy standing here, last movie, so, okay, we'll just go with this one. Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, and Gwyneth Paltrow play extraordinary siblings in what 2001 comedy?
They play siblings?
Siblings. This is I want to say this is an artfully done flick. Like, you gotta love, like, movies that definitely have a fucking stick up their ass to like this movie.
Oh God, I know the movie. I just.
All I can picture is, like, for this movie, and one of the giveaways for me is one of the gags in the movie is Ben Stiller and his two sons all in tracksuits that all look the same.
I know this fucking movie. God damn it!
Will Ferrell's
Ben
in it?
Stiller.
Something Tigers.
I'm not. No. That's not the Will Ferrell movie. Much more pretentious than that. I mean, like, this is like they want to call it a smart man's comedy, so to speak, but, like, it won awards, but it was, like, really, it felt like it had a stick up its ass.
Was it the Royal Tenenbaum?
Were you reading over my shoulder?
No.
No? Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
The Royal Tenenbaums.
I love that movie. I laughed my ass off with that movie.
And it had a royal... But it was one of those comedies you looked at and you're like, this is, like, highbrow comedy, like... Certain people are not gonna like this.
It's pretty much, and it's really pretty much making fun of certain types of rich people, old money rich people type of deal. That's what I got from it.
I think that guy was responsible for, like, 3 different movies. I think it was, like, Rushmore, that movie, and then there was The Life Aquatic.
Nice.
With Bill Murray. So, alright, so that's the end of the trivia section.
Seen
of our,
it.
And before we move on to Pitch Storm, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break for a little bit of...
R&R.
Well, we're not going to rest or relax or anything, but we're going to go ahead and give a shout-out to a sponsor and go ahead and let them have a little bit of our time. But it's not a little bit of our time, because we are going to be the ones giving them the shout-out. So we're spending our time giving them a little time.
We are ranting and raving about...
Our sponsor.
I want to say raving. We want to rave. We don't want to rant. You don't want to like take a sponsor and go, hey, you know what? Go ahead and listen to these people because they suck. No, you want to say,
hey,
hey,
passionately and positively about something.
Oh, okay. Well, I've always seen ranting as something. I rant when I'm pissed.
When you rant and rave, is make the rant positive? No.
Yeah, I'm ranting and raving about this.
Thing that you really like.
Oh, check it out. You really and you go on for 15 minutes about how you like this donut. So
they should have a cover band for Duran Duran called Durant Durant.
Durant Durant?
For real?
Just for the hell of it. Just like, there's like a band out there called Dread Leplin.
For real?
Dread Leplin.
You gotta be kidding me.
I am not kidding.
Now I need to see that. And
the uninspired name, Mini Kiss.
For real?
Yeah, like, it's Kiss, but it's all midgets.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, PC term, little people.
We are PC unfriendly here. I am.
I don't know why I backtracked. I'm not trying to insult anybody. But, I mean, I watch Brad Williams, and even he doesn't call midgets midgets. He calls midgets midgets. He doesn't call them little people.
No, he calls little people midgets.
Because he's under that impression that, like, he goes, the people that he hates the most are those who are offended for other people. Like, they're saying, hey, you know what, you can't defend yourself, so why don't you sit back and I'll do it for you. Fuck those people.
One of my favorite things that he does, he says, he's like, the midget is just as bad as saying the N-word. And he goes, you want to know I know that it's not the same? Because you said midget.
Right, exactly.
I'm the politically incorrect mom.
Okay. I get it. I tried to backtrack and clean up my...
That devil on your shoulder. It's just like, say it.
No, I've always had that devil on my shoulder. It's my upbringing. My mother was always that person. She was the doting white mom that always, like, now see this person over here? There is a laundry list of things you cannot say about them, say to them, things you cannot talk to them about, and I'm going to teach you all those things, and now that you know them all, shut the fuck up. That's how my mother was. God love you, Ma. You're not in this world anymore, but you really, you clenched my butthole around a lot of people, let me tell you. So, you made it so that the town that I grew up in was the most whitewashed town. Like, there was maybe you've seen those TV shows where they joke about the token black kid or the token ethnic kid. That was our town. Literally, like, one ethnic kid in every grade, and everybody else was white.
The women are clenching their purses.
So coming from that world, it made it difficult to move out when I finally was of age to move out and, like, deal with other people, especially with my mom as the person that was teaching me about shit. Because my mom was that... She had this thing. One day... I'll give you a little bit of background. I'm ranting. See, this is the rant. No, exactly. She had this one day... These people come up to our block, all in a van, right? And there was 2 black kids and then a bunch of white kids, right? And they're all just canvassing our block to sell fucking ShamWows, right? So the 2 black kids come up to our house first, because we're the first house on the block. And my mom, she will not open the door. She's just got the door cracked. She's looking out at the 2 black kids, and they're trying to sell her the product, and she's like, fuck no, you gotta get out of here, leave, goodbye. Shuts the door. Few hours later, when they have canvassed the entire block, and I guess they must have forgot that they hit our house, 2 white kids come to the door, and she's got the door open, she's chatting them up, and she bought like fucking 6 of the damn things.
Oh my god.
And I am sitting here, standing behind my mother, and I'm 12 years old at the time. I knew what the fuck was going on, and I'm looking at my mom, I'm like, you are so racist. She goes, what are you talking about? And I called her out on her bullshit. She goes, I'm not racist. And the entire day she was pissed at me. I'm not racist. I'm not a racist person. I love everybody. I love black people. I love Mexican people. They make great food. And I'm sitting there going, Mom.
Oh my god.
Mom.
Yeah, you're thinking
You're making it worse.
Yeah.
Mom. Put down the shovel. Put down the shovel before somebody's kicking dirt
people
on your head.
No,
Please.
My mother said something to me the other day, and it just made me think. Like, so, I listen to rap music. If it's playing in the song, I'm going to say the word nigga. Sorry. My mom has the audacity to ask me this question. She goes, I don't understand why they get so offended when you call them nigger. Now, drop the ER. And I'm like, Mom! There are 2 completely different words, and that's why they hate when you say it.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, even if A-E-R, doesn't matter.
You don't even want to say it with the A or the U.
end card.
Exactly.
You got to earn that card around other people. You really do. I mean,
You don't just get it.
Yeah.
You earn the respect, and sometimes you can let it slip. You don't earn the respect, and somebody's going to smack you in the head.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're going.
All right. And now, after that lovely rant, on to our sponsor, I guess?
Where we're gonna rave.
We're gonna rave, no rant. So, leading into, okay, Seth. Leading into our pitch storm portion of the podcast, we're gonna go ahead and dole out the cards. We're gonna go 2 at a time now so that we don't necessarily have to stop in the middle of everything to do so. So, we're gonna start with you, Mr. Omar. Pick 2 cards, any 2 cards.
Not that one.
No?
Ooh, 2 cards that are kissing cousins right next to each other.
To pick that card.
Okay, and you get our notes, sir.
No, sir.
Notes, not no, sir. Notes, and we'll get at that. We're gonna have to move all these cards before they collapse onto the computer and start typing things in for us. All right, and you get our plots.
Do-do-do.
She's got.
There we go. All right, so if y'all will go ahead and hand me 1 card from your deck apiece, or your selection of 2 apiece. Sorry.
This can make.
Hold on, I asked you that preemptively before I was actually capable of taking anything from you, because my hands are completely and utterly fucking full. All right, so we got our plot, our character, and our notes. So,
in a world.
I'm just looking at what we got here, and I'm not entirely sure you can make this movie. So,
hold my beer.
Challenge accepted.
This is something that would definitely fall in Trauma's realm.
Oh my god.
Interior, a child's bedroom. A kid with a creepy imaginary friend accidentally fucks a squirrel and likes it.
What the fuck?
Yes.
What if the main character was a dashing and handsome studio executive?
So how is this kid a dashing... Okay, so we got a kid that's a dashing, handsome studio executive.
That's his imaginary friend. is the dashing.
The main character.
Okay.
So I want to say the imaginary friend. The creepy imaginary friend would be the dashing and handsome studio executive. Why
Who's creepy?
a studio executive is his imaginary friend, God only fucking knows.
So much greatness could be thrown into that.
Now here's the question. I think that we keep this away from you could never film this ever territory and make it so the imaginary friend was the one that fucked the squirrel and liked it.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
First of all, we can all agree that this kid is white.
We can all agree with that.
So this is a white kid fucking.
There is nobody of ethnicity going. So, I got this imaginary friend. He's dressed in a tux constantly. Studio executive. I don't think so. I mean, I'm just saying. I think they're a little bit more imaginative. They're not the.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
They're not doing that.
The kid that plays Gibby from iCarly, and
As the kid.
yeah, as the kid, and Doug Jones as his creepy.
Imaginary friend.
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. He was in the movie as the bug guy.
Right.
He plays the monster in every monster movie.
He's the creepy studio executive?
Yes.
Yeah, but he's dashing and handsome. He's charismatic.
Damn. So, okay, no, we can't use
Well,
Doug Jones.
he's dashing and handsome.
So dashing is handsome. I'm thinking there's this guy that plays. I can't remember his name worth the life of me now.
The guy that plays Lucifer.
Lucifer.
The guy that
In
plays
the
Lucifer.
TV show?
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but that guy.
Dashing.
He looks like a creepy imaginary friend.
Yeah, and you know
Who
what?
is dashing and handsome.
Yeah, and he could
Tom
convince a kid to
Ellis.
fuck a squirrel.
Him.
Tom Ellis. Yeah, that actually might work.
Okay,
And
so
he
Tom
will-
Ellis fucks Foamy the squirrel.
No,
And he will be fancy some cocaine. Just kidding. Don't do this, kid.
I think that at like several points in this movie, the kid should be outside like playing at one point, and like him and the squirrel like kind of lock eyes, like when that awkward one night stand
get that-
type deal, like you see him months later.
You get that music that plays in the background.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it being sort of this weird situation, like he accidentally does it. So, like, maybe he's
How do you-
hallucinating
How do you
or something.
accidentally fuck a squirrel,
Yeah.
though?
No, like, you're hallucinating. Like, he maybe like, the imaginary friend takes some mushrooms or something, is hallucinating, has sex with the squirrel, wakes up spooning the squirrel the next morning, and is like, well, fuck, I just made some life choices.
But what could you possibly
fucked the squirrel,
hallucinate?
I
Like,
liked
normally when
it.
you're hallucinating something, it's generally the same size as what you're, like,
Has anybody ever seen...
size to scale and all that shit. But, like, how can you, if you're hallucinating, how can you fuck a squirrel and not realize that it's a squirrel? Like, it has fur, it's tiny.
So make this sort of a...
You're
okay.
probably tearing its asshole right out of its body.
Make this sort of a situation where you're now... we're talking about movies that are sort of...
How does anything
based
fit
in
in
alternate
there?
realities,
Just because
right?
he's dashing and handsome doesn't mean he has a big dick.
Let me follow through with
Yeah.
my thought.
I would assume Tom Ellis is well hung.
Let me follow through with my thought.
I
here.
don't
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
why.
yeah.
I don't understand the assumption.
We're talking
Can I
about
find a
alternate
swimsuit
realities. So what if we kind of postulate this is an alternate reality where animals sort of take on humanistic features? So
like Jessica Rabbit.
no, well, like you have other animals, dogs, cats, and,
Lola
and
Bunny.
squirrels,
Like
Lola Bunny,
Yeah.
things that sort of took on humanistic creatures. So we're now delving into, instead of being like a live action film, we're talking like a fucked up kind of animated film.
Okay.
Something where you have humans and other animals that take on human features, almost like Zootopia.
Well, why can't the squirrel be somebody else's imaginary friend? Like they end up meeting up at a park.
Well, yeah. So you got like one girl who's got like this Tom. The guy has like Tom Ellis as his imaginary friend, but you got a girl who has sort of like a sandy cheeks kind of,
Yeah.
and they lock eyes. The two imaginary friends lock eyes, and he's like, I'm not really into this. Maybe I am. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I've just made some serious life choices. Cross-species relationships.
So like, in Supernatural, they have they're called Xana, and they're magical beings that take care of kids in bad situations. So
Okay.
but they are real, so they're not imaginary. So if you put it in like their Xana, so like they're there to make sure that the kids are like safe. So they go to the park. And like he finds like some drugs at the park, and instead of like letting the kids play with it, he picks
I
it
remember
up.
that episode with the chubby kid, chubby guy that followed around Dean.
Mhm.
That was his imaginary friend when he was younger.
No, it was Sam's
Was it
imaginary
Sam?
friend. Yeah.
Sam, right? That's correct. Jared Padalecki. So yeah, I'm kind of imagining that kind of situation. When I think of that thing, I think of like the movie Drop Dead Fred. Loved that movie.
Disclosure:
And,
no mushrooms were consumed in the brainstorming of this film.
Though possibly they should have been.
And
So we got Gibby as the guy, the kid that plays Gibby. Who is the girl counterpart there? The one that has the other. It doesn't even have to be a girl counterpart. It could be a guy with a female squirrel for a friend. Guys can be a little creepy in the head sometimes. Why are you imagining a 6 foot tall squirrel, female squirrel, as your imaginary friend? This is like a world where every kid gets an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
No,
kind of like a Pokemon.
Accidentally,
But the imaginary friends are like on an alternate plane, and they can actually interact with each other.
Right. Like, I can't see your imaginary
Sort of like
friend unless your imaginary friend wants me to see
Monsters Inc., they check in. That's their job. They check in for the day when the kid wakes up, and they spend the day with the kid, and then they check out at night,
that would be cool.
So...
That's essentially like... So it's for kids that are...
But this is like a much more raunchy kind of Cool World situation, where it gets a little bit more dark when the kids aren't around.
Yeah,
It's like...
Yeah, like, he's all nice and everything, but it's like, Steve from Blue's Clues. They said that he left because, like, he started doing drugs because that's what he did for his life. Well, that didn't happen, but in this guy's situation, it does. He's just like, fuck.
It's all Fred Rogers and Barney-esque during the day, and then behind closed doors, it gets a little bit more...
Right, you know what I mean? Like, that's like...
Little Quentin Tarantino in the background.
Yeah,
He's doing the heron.
Like... Just like Jesus, like, yeah, go play with your friends. You know what I mean? Like, he just hates his job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, there's like hot moms like at the park, and that's why he's always there. And he's
constantly
just like,
distracted by the other imaginary
friends. he's imaginary, but like he's just grabbing like the women's tits, and they can't tell because he's imaginary.
Timmy, you've got a really worried look on your face. Well, you would not believe what my imaginary friend's doing right now.
And like, I mean, that's why he's creepy.
They haven't taught me about this in school yet.
No, but that's why he's creepy, because like he's always like just scared because
he's
his
saying
imaginary
like
friend is groping women the whole time.
Groping women, doing drugs, doing all sorts of
and he's
weird fucking shit.
And he's like, "This is what you signed up for. This is what you get."
Tom, stop! It's a squirrel. Cut it out.
Wait a minute, kid. I'm gonna go slap some asses.
Oh my god.
And I could just imagine just
once
seeing
you've had
Lucifer
squirrel, you
behind,
always
like,
say
Oh
like a woman at a park like breastfeeding, and he's just like,
no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
Putting things in the women's ear that are sitting in the proper frame, just slapping them in the ear.
This lady thinks it's a fly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. You can get real dark with that movie real quick if you got. I mean, you're talking about creepy.
Yeah, of course. You want to hear creepy? Sign me up.
Donnie Darko kind of creepy,
Yeah.
That goes way past Donnie Darko.
Yeah,
that makes Donnie Darko looks like a Disney film.
Right?
My imaginary friend does things that would get people arrested in real life.
Yes.
That makes Donnie Darko looks like Mickey Mouse World of Fantasia.
It's like, I don't know how I survived and was... basically, I picture this being like a therapy situation. Like, later on in life, this guy is dealing with the shit that he had to deal with from his imaginary friend. Like, there are therapists that deal specifically with post-traumatic stress from imaginary friends.
Actually, I see that movie
Paul
starting...
Giamatti.
Yeah.
I see that movie starting at a therapist office. You're sitting in the therapist chair, like,
And the
tell
guy's-
me about your childhood.
So this
Are
is
you
the
sure?
fifth
Well,
time you've
Are
been
you
arrested.
sure you want to know?
I don't know if we have enough time for the whole story.
And then it
Yeah.
ends like, and like at the end he accidentally fucked a squirrel. And then it turns out that the squirrel's imaginary best friend owner is the therapist. And
Oh my god!
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
My imaginary friend got fucked by some creepy guy. That was you?
your best friend?
That's your guy? Yeah, that would be crazy.
And the two imaginary friends are just sitting in like the corner just smoking a cigarette.
And the guy became a squirrel sexual.
Like, I think, like, if you're getting two guys around the
Rodent
same
sexual.
age, you want to make it that way, so you get a guy and a guy. So Gibby is obviously the younger version of it, but if you get a guy around the same age, I think, like, Michael Rappaport would make the perfect older version of the Gibby character.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've got Paul Giamatti being the one that was had the squirrel as the best friend, who obviously had some weird sexual repression issues because he has a 6-foot-tall female squirrel as his imaginary friend.
Squirrel sexual.
Busty.
They call it Busty.
Michael Rappaport's constantly getting arrested because of the things that keep going on in his head from the
Busty the squirrel.
Busty the squirrel.
You could just stick with Sandy Cheeks. I mean, that's almost as perverse.
Or Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
Lola Rabbit.
Lola Rabbit.
I think of like the human-sized
Lola
squirrel
Bunny.
thing, and I think
Lola
BoJack
Bunny.
Horseman characters.
Right? Well, I mean, that's kind of the realm that you'd have to go through with that for like they look like animals, but they have human features, that allow them to, walk upright.
They do adulting like humans.
Yeah.
BoJack Horseman
Lots of drugs.
is crazy.
They
Yeah, that is.
They fuck other imaginary friends and.
You want to make something just screwed up enough that if you go to this place on hallucinogens, you're not coming back the same.
You might accidentally fuck a squirrel.
Honey, we got to get rid of the rats in the cage now. Why? Because I got thoughts. Just put it away. Get rid of them. Get rid of the rats.
Rehome him.
We're getting rid of these hamsters.
Oh no.
So, all right. I think we've probably done enough with this particular movie.
What do we got
I'm
for
getting
our
into-
next movie?
I'm getting into weird spots with this particular.
The dog came in and you made it naked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to go along with that
I think
whole
that's
thing.
the cue to quit talking about that movie.
I took off the collar so it didn't jingle, and then you immediately nuded up the dog. It's a bad place to go after that
She's naked.
Hi,
conversation.
sugar.
So, we're going to go ahead and go with our second little pitch here. Let's turn in the cards, everyone. And, okay, let's see. All right. Well, this would be interesting. All right. An old fisherman alone at sea borrows money from the mob to fund the pornographic film of their dreams. What if the main character's superpower was talking to cats?
What the hell?
So this is an old fisherman that's decided to basically come to land.
Liam Neeson.
Yep.
And he's come to land after being alone and out on his boat fishing for ages. Liam Neeson, I guess, would fit into that. And he's decided to go to the mob for money to film a pornographic movie of his dreams, I guess, that he's been thinking about while out on the boat. I guess he's lonely.
Let's say he was kind of castaway. His boat just broke down in the middle of the sea. He couldn't contact anybody. And he was out there for 4 or 5 years.
His pornographic movies about fish fucking mermaids and shit like that.
Mermaids, yeah. Sort of like a Pirates of the Caribbean meets Little Mermaid, almost.
We gotta think of the
Tortuga!
crew. We gotta think of the crew that he borrows the money from, too.
So the mob. Okay, well, we're going to go back to an old guy that Steven Van Zandt.
Steven Van Zandt will be good
perfect
for that movie, and Chaz Palminteri. I think those two will have great because this will be a comedy.
I
They
feel
will
like
have
the
great-
Russian mafia wouldn't give a fuck about funding a porno, so...
The
porno
Russian.
Maybe he's decided to seek out members of different sects of the mafia. You got the Irish mafia, the Russian mafia.
Probably the Russian mafia will be more modern. So yeah, we're thinking
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph
Have
Lundgren.
him kind of get that accent that he had from the Rocky film.
Beto, what's his name from Eastern Promises? Morganson.
I think so.
So
I'm not sure of the last name.
Where he
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, that guy will be great for that movie. And there's a couple of people I could think of to play the mobs.
I like John Turturro. John Turturro would be
John
good.
Turturro will play any type of mobster, and he actually played a mobster in a movie.
Yeah.
Men of Respect.
Well, I kind of like the idea of him reprising that kind of attitude that he had in Anger Management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Very bipolar. Very happy one minute, and then the next minute he's just absolutely in your face pissed.
John Turturro is an excellent actor.
Now, obviously, his power is talking to cats. So you gotta insinuate. You can get
Give him a
cats
Sphinx cat.
So
I say he has a cat that's trying to be his conscience throughout the entire movie. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And obviously, the cat gets distracted a little bit because this is like a fish on human movie, and cats like fish. I can take a bite out of that.
Let's say it's
Wait, no, wait, hold on.
Let's say
Fuck
it's the cat's
that.
idea. They were
cat's
on
idea
the
to film
boat.
the porno?
They were their only friends together. That's what they talked about, is filming a porn.
Has anybody ever seen? You guys watch Sex in the City at all?
Nope.
No. Damn it. I'm trying to think.
I've had to sit through a few.
Do you know the guy that plays Steve in Sex and the City?
He
was also in that TV show, The 4400.
You gotta understand that I watched it against my will, so I really don't remember.
He was in the 4400. He also played Garfield's best friend in the live-action Garfield movie.
Okay, hang on. Do.
I picture him as the cat.
David Eigenberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
You take a look at him. You guys will recognize the face.
Oh yeah.
Right. So his voice, if you listen to his voice, if you've ever seen the original, the first Garfield movie before they decided to do the Tale of Two Kitties, which was horrible. That original movie, his best friend was voiced by that actor. Fantastic voice. Honestly, I think he should be used in more voiceover work, but that's just me, I think.
But I say like the
he
cat.
should be the cat.
Yeah, the cat.
What's the name of that actor again?
David Eigenberg.
It's like Eisenberg or Eichenberg.
With a G.
Yeah, Eigenberg.
Eigenberger.
Wasn't he on Chicago Fire too?
Hairless cat.
Yes, but he's got that New York accent. He's got a sort of raspy voice, but it's a little meek too. So it's not quite like a strong voice. So I see that kind of being this guy's conscience. Like he's a conscience, but he can be pushed back real easy. Like no, I'm doing this. And of course Liam Neeson I'd love to see Liam Neeson in a comedy again because he's such a straight man that just when he does goofy things, it's so fun.
like in Ted, he's like, "Is it okay if I purchase this cereal?" And he's like, "Yeah."
So
He's like, even though it says it's just for kids.
I want to say like, so I want to say like he's trying to cast this girl in the lead role. Now this girl is he's focused on her. He's been out at sea for a long time, lonely guy, and mind you, this is a girl that is absolutely disgusted by his mere presence. So he's trying to convince her the entire movie he's got this other cast all ready to go, but he is trying to convince her the entire movie to take part in this. And she's a serious actress. She's like stage actress kind of stuff. Not movie actress, not soap actress, but like serious stage, Shakespearean, thespian kind of girl. Mm-hmm. And far too young for him, by the way.
And she has a cat too. And the cat tells him like things like to try and interest like points of interest, like, oh wait, maybe when you come around I want to bring her flowers. And like the cat knows that she hates flowers. So like he has a superpower to talk to cats, but he brings her flowers and she's like, "Oh, get those away from me." So like her cat is making him even like more disgusting to her as the
I say the cat's like the devil. Her cat's the devil, basically. Her cat he's trying to convince this cat to give up information on her owner, and she is giving him the wrong information altogether.
Yeah, the cat, that's what I'm saying. The cat's just like...
Did we choose an actress for her?
No, we haven't chosen an actress.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway.
There you go.
Okay, that would actually work.
Yeah, that will actually work very well.
Because she does that prim and proper thing very well. She can do the other roles too, but prim and proper is where she got her bread and butter,
So her cat is just like, "Hey, check it out.
What are you doing?
Bring her this. I swear she'll like you." And he just keeps falling for it.
He keeps falling for it. No, I swear to God, she liked that up until like 5 minutes ago. Maybe it's because you brought it.
Yeah, and then his Liam Neeson's cat is just like, bro, like...
Her cat should be voiced by Janine Garofalo. Like, constantly just giving him the worst advice.
Yeah.
Ever. But, like, it's just... Like, she leads him in. So she gives him kind of spot-on information, like stuff that kind of leads him. And then Anne Hathaway's like, "Oh, well, yeah, kind of. I can understand what you're saying." And then just, like, last minute gives him shit advice and just fucks it all up. Just kind of leads him in a little bit. Gives him a little bit of good advice to kind of... Give him a little bit of an edge, and then just fucks it all up for him.
Yeah, oh, she loves this type of donut, and he brings her the donut. She's like, "Oh, well, thank you," you know what I mean? And then he's like, "Oh, okay, the cat's really giving me some good information here," and he does the thing, and like the third and final thing to do, it's just like, just put your dick in the box and give it to her.
Something that's stupid like that, or just something like, he give her this donut, or give her this thing, and it's like he gives it to her, and she doesn't realize that, oh, I'm allergic to this. Just completely anaphylactic shock, kind of allergic, like almost kills her. And she's like, "You fucking asshole," like how like a Hitch where he just like blew up, like everything was swelling up, and it's like she's trying to really fuck with him.
Is there peanuts in this donut?
Just because you can listen to cats and you can talk to cats, don't mean that cats aren't going to be catty.
Exactly.
What was
Cats will be cats.
I ended up watching that movie, the one with Ryan Reynolds. Where
Voices?
Voices, yeah. I ended up watching that. And this just reminds me kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Voices.
Like, it's so funny. Like,
Well, hopefully it won't get to that point. Just stab her a little bit. Don't worry, she'll like that. No.
She'll be
What?
fine.
She'll like it if I stab her? Yeah, just stab her right there, right in the neck. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Well, okay, yeah, fine, we'll do that. Of course she's gonna hate you now. She's fucking bleeding out on the floor.
I'm sorry. That was a
So,
good movie. I liked it. It was.
Let's name the film. Can anybody name both the film itself, but also the Little Mermaid pirates porn that he's trying to make?
Okay. I got the Little Mermaid pirate
Pirates
porn.
porn.
So.
Mermaid pirate porn. Jeez. Now, hopefully that's not just, we're not going for like on the nose here.
No.
Now everybody's thinking. They got the wheels turning here a little bit. See, this is where you wish that like you had a little bit of time before to just kind of think about it.
A wave of pussy is the.
No, because that has.
It's the porno.
Yeah.
It's the name of the porno.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that would work because there's nothing PC about a porno name.
Yeah, no.
You know?
A wave of pussy. It's a porn. A wave of fish market pussy. Which is making this pussy.
No. I will think. Let's give the guy a word name and name the movie after that guy.
Old Man and Her Sea.
No, just the guy. Let's just name
I'm
the
just thinking
guy.
about the porno here.
Yeah.
You got to come up with like raunchy porno names. You know?
Yeah, no. Let's name the guy some weird name and name the movie like that. That's it. I think.
Well, I think the porno should be Coming from Sea.
Yeah, something from
Coming
sea.
from sea.
Yes,
Coming from sea.
Coming from sea. Yep.
But what do we want to name like the actual movie?
The movie. Let's just name the guy Rogers and name the movie that.
Captain Rogers.
Splash 2.
No, that's.
No.
No, just Rogers.
No. They were trying to do a Splash
Roger's
2,
cat.
weren't they? Roger's cat.
Roger's cat. Because the whole porno is the cat's idea anyway.
And the guy's named Roger.
Yeah.
Oh, we could name it. Yeah, we could name it something about.
I don't know if I could see Liam Neeson as a Roger though.
Yeah.
No.
His name isn't even Roger, though.
No?
The cat calls him Roger because he's an asshole.
And this is a
It's
story.
not my name. Roger. Yeah.
This is the story of a man with a dream. Start like that. The trailer.
This is the story of a man with a cat
This
with a
is
dream.
This is the story of a man with a dream and the cat that fucked it up.
Yep, there you go.
Alright.
This is a story, about a man with a dream with a cat that could have given a lesser shit.
I
Yeah.
give you the money for to go make your porn.
The cat, like the main mobster, also has a cat. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, and he's just and he's like, I'll lend you this money if my cat says it's okay. And the cat friggin' like he has like a yes or no on his desk. You know what I mean? And like,
He just taps it.
Wherever the
He
cat
just taps
taps,
it.
and the cat's like, yes.
Yep.
Well, see, now the lead character, his superpower is hearing cats. Nobody else can hear the cats.
Yeah, but the mobster just loves his cat.
I'm hearing like the mobster's got the cat sitting in his lap, and I'm thinking like the cat is just taunting Roger I guess we're calling him Roger now.
I guess
we're taunting Roger the entire time. He's trying to concentrate on getting the money, and this cat is just saying every fucking horrible thing in the book.
Like a
just,
real mobster would say,
you fucking pussy, just trying to get him to get all riled up. He's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna come over here, you fucking pussy? Come over here, Trying to taunt
the guy
him.
should have said, "You're the guy. I heard of you. I know you understand me. I know you hear what I'm saying. You this, that, and the." Calling him all kinds of stupid names.
This cat's looking at him, just calling him
Yeah,
out. Come over
Roger.
here. You know you're not going to do anything. Come here.
He's
Roger-
trying to
I like
nonchalantly
Roger
just
for it.
continue the conversation
And
with the
just
Russian
name
guy.
movie Roger.
And he's like, he's pitch deaf because he's like, and like trying to talk over the cat.
It's like, what are you yelling at me for? Why are you screaming?
I have a really good idea for this porno, and like,
You seem really excited. I'm not excited. Your cat's just very fucking loud.
Mm.
it must be a good movie. Look how excited he is. Like,
All right. Well,
The movie should start about him just being alone in his boat at sea, having a depressing life.
he's just writing, constantly writing. He's not writing anything good. He's literally writing a porno. There's not a lot of dialogue to that. So if he's trying to find funding for his pornographic movie, I'm thinking like he's pitching it as like the highest budget pornographic film in existence. Mm-hmm. Like he is thinking of this like as like his Ben-Hur, or just something like really expensive,
So it's the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Go ahead.
Do you know what it is?
I'm waiting. I'm listening.
So I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's like stupid people who think that, like, when you meet somebody and they're stupid, and they do not have like the knowledge to know that they're stupid. So like they're like, oh my god, like, and they put 2 and 2 and equals 6, and they're just like, yeah, like, but this guy has that, like, he in his mind this is like gold,
right?
But everybody else like kind of sees it as just like garbage. I need to figure out what that effect.
He's not able to get any real investors, so he's going to the mob. People that are like, give him the money, and oh yeah, sure, I'll give you the money. If you don't give it back to me, I'm gonna fucking kill you. But
yeah.
So now he's borrowed a little bit from each mob. He's not just trying to find one person to fund him. He's like gone to like a ton of bad guys, like loan sharks, just all sorts of people are coming after him the entire movie because like he's trying to make this film. It's not getting off the ground. He is spending exorbitant amounts of money trying to get this film off the ground, and it's an adult movie. How much money does an adult movie make? You're not gonna make back $20 million.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and it is the Dunning-Kruger effect. I'm surprised I remembered it offhand.
Hey.
Right.
It's literally like not understanding that what you do is stupid.
Not understand. Yeah,
just not knowing that you're stupid, even though everybody else around you sees you as this idiot.
You think you're fucking brilliant.
Yeah, like when people just calmly like, oh yeah, like I could do that. You're overly confident in something, and then as they attempt to do, it's like I can do rocket science. And it's like no, you can't. And it's like it can't be that hard.
Like 90% of the people on any Jerry Springer-esque TV show.
All I have to do is read a book, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, and that book, and that book, and that book, and shit ain't that hard, and then they try and do it, and then they fail.
They fail, but they don't realize they failed. They're just like, nah, I do it again. I can do it. I can get it. I'll get it.
It was just a mistake.
You know
what I mean? Oh, I know what I did wrong. You know what I mean? It's a real simple fix.
That whole thing where you don't get it right the first time, you keep doing it. And then you keep doing it. And then you keep doing it. You don't realize you can't do it, you just keep doing it. There's no such thing as failure. There's only the next step. Which is sometimes a good thing, but if you don't have the knowledge to get to the next step, then you're just doing it over and over and over again. It's just the epitome of stupidity.
I know.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know. Who, like, when you see these people, you're just like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, stop.
Everybody knows somebody like that.
I hope I'm not that person.
You're really not.
I have lived in places, sir. Let me tell you.
Because
I have lived with people.
It's because they say that the people don't know. So it's like, for all you know, you could be this, and like I said, I hope it's not me. And I'm just always like, yeah, Dunning-Kruger effect and all about it. And then like, actually, truth of the reality is, I'm stupid in everything else except for this one thing that I saw.
I've been around those idiots that have people to gravitate towards them. They're like charismatic enough to convince other people to do their stupid shit.
God.
Oh, that is, yeah. They just gravitate. Stupid people gravitate towards them because they are like literally the center of idiotville.
Yeah,
the fucking Kardashians and their goddamn cult.
Yeah, them. That's one.
Yeah, but then those people are just as dumb as they are, and they I guess they do flock together. Birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Like they said, stupid is as stupid does.
I might not be as smart man, but I know what love is.
If you figure it out, tell me.
Ask for it.
I'm fairly certain. I want to say I'm certain. I'm not positive. I've got a few clues. But
it's like
a few leads happen to come up.
I'm gonna just keep trying to figure it out. All right. Well, I think it's a good place to go ahead and sign off for the day.
Good shit.
All right. So from all of us here at the Cinematic Anarchy, everybody just say it for yourselves. Say goodbye, everyone.
See ya!
Much love, everybody, and remember, stop making stupid people famous.
Yes, please, for the love of God.
Cash yourself outside, bitch.
And
Hakuna Matata.
if you're still listening, go over to our podcast and support us, please.
Yeah,
please.
do the thing.
Purdy, please.
Please. Don't make me beg.
I'll be your friend.
I won't be your friend, but I'll take your money.
I got these cheeseburgers.
Give me all your milk money.
Don't stalk me online.
Ain't
God
no
damn
nation
it.
like a donation. No city like generosity.
Okay, I'll be your friend. Okay.
I got these cheeseburgers, man.
I can be bought.